Welcome to our first virtual lecture. I have no idea how this is going to work or whether it will work at all. I'm sure that once I've had a few goes of it, it'll start to become a little bit smoother, but for now let's just see how this works. Hopefully what you're seeing now is my screen. What that means is I will be able to deliver the slideshow. You'll be able to see what I'm looking at, and I will talk to that, kind of like the real thing. Depending on how long this takes me and how tired I feel, I may break it down into parts. So we may look at doing each topic as 2 or 3 different videos. Either way, I'll get them all uploaded. I'll number everything so you know what order you should be watching things in, and I will open tests and so forth as we go through them. So as we finish this topic, then I'll open the test. I'll let everybody know on Facebook and so forth what we're doing. So obviously, as I've already said to everybody, we are taking a pause on the math stuff, the end of module 5. I just think that stuff is fairly complicated. Not that I don't think that you guys will be able to pick it up yourselves. I just think it's going to be a lot easier and smoother to do that together as a group, and we're able to all talk about it, do exercises together and so forth. And then that testing is going to need to be closed book. So we're going to have to wait till we're back in class. So as of now, we will start module number 7, which is power conversion. And the first topic in there, as you can see on the screen right now, is electrical drawings and symbols. So we are obviously using electrical drawings and symbols to convey our ideas about electricity to other people in a standard format. I mean, that sounds like a pretty dumb explanation, but the reality is that's what it's about, right? So if I want to design some sort of electrical circuit or an electrical installation, I'm going to need to be able to get that down on paper. I'm going to need to be able to get that down on paper so other people can see it. And so we do that using, as I said, standard symbols, standard notation, so that we're all looking at the same thing and we can all understand that. So on this first slide here, you can see, hopefully you're able to see my mouse so I can point at things as I go. These are general symbols. I won't go through all of them. A number of these we probably don't use a great deal. Most of the ones on this page are fairly specialized uses. We would use symbols here, push buttons. These are a good example here of a way that you would draw in a circuit diagram. So if I'm creating a circuit that's operating a contactor or something like that, and I need to specify it's a push button, then I would use this symbol here. If it was a turning switch, a switch that I would turn, then it's this one here. An emergency switch would look like this. Again, most of the time if you just drew a push button and all you were trying to do is convey there is a button here, then you could use any of these symbols and it doesn't matter. If we're looking at something very specific, such as I'm actually constructing an installation and these are my instructions for you to go and build them, then obviously I want to use the correct symbol. We would use these symbols here. These are all the top ones here are all DC symbols for DC power. Definitely in most circuit diagrams we'd be using something like this. You would have seen this so far on our course. You would have seen me, and then in various books and diagrams that you've seen us using these symbols for a power supply. They represent DC power supplies, and they're generally representing a battery. At the bottom here we have Earth symbol. Again, that's really common. You would have seen me drawing that on the board 100 times. That is the universal symbol for Earth or ground. As I said, I won't go through all of these. If there's anything that I see here that looks particularly important, I will highlight it. Otherwise, obviously you have access to these PowerPoint